Hello, and welcome back to the Brothers Win podcast. I am your host, Matt, here with my co-host, Ian, today. Ian, how you doing?
I'm good, Matthew. How you feeling today?
Oh, I'm feeling pretty good.
You didn't call me your brother. You didn't call me. I don't think you called me your brother.
Well,
that's
this
tough.
week, it's a little different.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Lay it on me. Lay it on me.
Yeah, we're doing a different kind of podcast. It's we're just gonna be freeballing it, is how I like to call it. We don't have a topic. We don't have really anything to go off of. So everything's really different. I have a few little topics to talk about if the conversation doesn't, organically continue. But for the most part, I think it's just going to be, ranting and rambling for a long time.
We won't do this every single episode. Be like,
oh yeah,
no. This is quite the opposite of organic. It was very funny. Like we're just gonna be organic here.
Yeah. Well, no, I think it is. I think it's pretty organic. I think it's gonna turn out nice. I think so. Hopefully you guys like it.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. So there's gonna be no preamble. It's just gonna be right into it right after I'm done explaining this, which
the whole thing's preamble.
Now. Yeah, the whole thing is preamble. Now we're into it. Now the
we're
podcast started.
This is actually losers.
Yeah. This is actually where the podcast started for Spotify listeners.
This is actually
only
the first
Spotify
episode.
Listeners. Yeah.
If you've somehow been hearing episodes before this, it's your fault.
That wasn't us.
Wrong.
Yeah. We're not actually brothers.
Yeah.
That's why I said we weren't brothers in the beginning.
Seek medical help. Actually, if this is if this is like what episode 20, maybe if you think this is episode 20, something's wrong
something
with you.
like that. That's about what I think. If there was somebody else making episodes for us, we'd be about 20 episodes in.
I'm very nervous. My first podcast.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So, this wasn't one of the topics, but I see it in frame right here. This little thing.
What is that? Is that a pressure cooker?
Oh, good guess. It's a dehydrator.
Oh yeah,
I did tell you I was getting one, but I didn't tell you it's here or I made anything. And I did make jerky. I don't have it here. It's upstairs. I think Dad ate the rest of it. But
what a jerk.
Well, I offered.
Okay.
But it turned out really good, and it was a little under, I think. So some of the thick pieces were a little questionable.
Oh yeah.
But it basically cooks the meat. It's like eating a medium rare steak.
It's a learning process too. I feel like I really want to try some. I had some of my boys I lead in youth ministry. They had a dehydrator and they made me some beef jerky, and it was very good. I was stunned how similar it tastes to actual beef jerky, if not better. Like some of them are a little bit better. So
I liked mine better than Jack Links that you can get at the store.
I was about to say, watch your back, Jack's Links. Jack Links.
Jack's sausage links. Watch out.
Yes, his sausage links. The what do you call it? Sasquatch from the commercials is going to be out of a job here soon with all the dehydrators.
So sad.
Yeah.
People have figured it out. They figured out that it's not as hard. But yeah, personally, I like mine better than
Big
Jack
Jerky's
Links.
Trying to keep it under wraps.
Big Jerky's trying to keep us away from their stockpile, their secret ingredients.
They're selling you $7 bags of jerkies, making you think bag of jerkies. That's a wrong.
They got 7 bags of jerky.
Bag
Jerkies.
of jerky. Yeah, jerky. Yeah, we can't even say that. But they're trying to keep the secret under wraps. They want you to think it's hard. This is a very hard process. We're going to charge you $40 a bag. So don't even think about trying it. It's hard.
It's not. Very dumb.
So I'm going to have to start paying you to make it for me because I don't want to buy a dehydrator.
Speaking of, I was thinking about it because I brought it over to my friend's house last night, and one of them liked it a lot. And
you brought your dehydrator over to your friend's house.
Yeah. I brought the dehydrator over. No jerky inside. Just brought the dehydrator over.
It's just so lame. Like, oh, you're 20 years old, Matthew. What'd you do last night? Oh, I brought a dehydrator over to my friend's house. It's such a lame thing to say, honestly.
I brought jerky over to my friend's house. Not a dehydrator. But we watched it dehydrate for 4 hours. Actually, that was the whole night. But one of them liked it a lot, and we were talking about a lot of business stuff because my friend owns a business, and eventually I mentioned
why don't you shout out on the podcast?
Yeah, Sean Warner Auto Detailing. Shout out. He owns an auto detailing
well by our
company.
family.
He's done extremely well by everyone's family, apparently.
Yes.
He has a lot of great business, does a great job at what he does. If you need auto detailing services, here's an ad. His first ad on the podcast ever.
Yeah, I'm going to have to send him the bill on that one.
But yeah, we were talking about business stuff.
Did you miss that?
What's that? What'd you say?
You have to send him the bill on that one. He didn't even know he was signing up for the ad.
Yeah. We're gonna have to take some of your profits there, Sean. Sorry.
I volunteered his ad. If he gets someone, so use promo code brothers at checkout with.
Don't do that.
and he has to give us 20% of his profits. Actually, that's a rule.
Yeah, he has to give us. You get a 100% discount, and
nothing happens for you. We just get some money on the side, and we'd really appreciate
fair,
it.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
But we were talking about business, and at the end, I mentioned that I would sell it to like anyone who wanted it, and I'd sell it way cheaper because there's
the dehydrator or the jerky.
Yeah, the dehydrator, one-time purchase. I'd buy and resell dehydrators. That's my job.
It's a business strategy where you buy the dehydrator, you sell to people, you break into their house and steal it back, and then you sell it to somebody else. It's a
perfect
win-win
crime
situation. Perfect crime. Yeah, exactly.
And then you add price gouging to it, and you just make the most money.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, that dehydrator is worth millions of dollars.
Supply and demand, buddy.
Yeah, I take all the dehydrators away. But I was thinking about it. I was like, maybe I could make a business out of it, like legitimately, because there's probably enough people that I know that don't have a jerky plug that would like jerky, you know, like for cheaper.
I can only speak for me, but I definitely don't have a
jerky plug. Yeah. You're jerky plugless. But
I speak for me and mine when I say I have no jerky plug.
And I don't have a jerky plug
down
either.
Here in Baltimore.
So,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's like somebody's got to be it, and
why not you?
It's completely legal. So
is it?
Yes, it is.
Like, I don't know the legality of selling dehydrated meat products on the streets, but
as long as it's not deer. If I was selling deer meat, that's the only thing that's illegal in Maryland.
People do that still.
Oh yeah, well that's where you are legitimately called a plug, basically, because you can't get it anywhere else.
The people I've experienced selling deer meat aren't actually selling it; they're giving it away because they're very nice people generally. Like, I mean,
they want you to try it. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, I just made this the other night. You want to give it a try? I'm like, yes, please.
Yeah. I'll take it, bro.
Right?
I'll take anything you make.
Yeah, exactly. Any kind of meat, anything, you know.
Yeah. Anything edible.
Well, cool. I'm glad you like the dehydrator. That's sick. I definitely will call you up to be a plug. Maybe I'll get a family discount. I'll use promo code BROTHERS at checkout. Now I'm using promo code BROTHERS at checkout to get 20% off my first order.
I can launch my jerky business on the podcast now.
Mm-hmm. That's a BROTHERS at checkout.
At checkout on brotherswim.com/jerky.
CHECKOUT.
We could get a domain for that. All right.
Yeah, true. We're going up. I'm getting some of the business revenue from the jerky sale, okay? Just because.
Yeah. You get like $1 a bag.
I'll take it. That's really good, actually.
It's pretty good.
That's 25% of your profits, probably.
Yeah. That's more than my percent of profits. That's
alone.
That's probably like 75% of my profits. I wouldn't sell it for that much.
This is as good as a binding contract. You saying it on a podcast that 12 people listen to. So.
Yeah. So. It seems I'm stuck into it now.
Mm-hmm.
I owe you $1 for every piece of jerky I eat.
Oh, you eat? Whoa.
No. Yeah.
Too late. You said that. That's legally blinding.
What?
Blinding. Legally blinding.
That's legally blinding.
I love that movie. That's got Drew Barrymore in it, right? Legally Blind.
Yeah, it does.
Great. My favorite movie with Drew Barrymore. Oh man, what a time! Well, I'm happy about the dehydrator. I hope you're a jerky entrepreneur. Yeah, a jerky tycoon, if you will.
Yeah, jerky tycoon. That's a good title.
What if
I do want that.
You could name it that. You could the brand
jerky
is called
Tycoon.
Tycoon Jerky, actually.
Tycoon Jerky. I like that.
Kind of sounds good.
But that kind of sounds like a predatory business, you know, like having tycoon in your name. That's like, okay, well.
A lot of people don't know what the word tycoon is, though.
It's true. Roller Coaster Tycoon was a hit.
Put it on the map, yeah. I feel like that really hurt tycoons in general.
It's a tycoon type jerky, bro.
It sounds too much like raccoon jerky, so
yeah.
People are gonna be like, oh, it's made of like little rat creatures. Like no.
No. I'm just trying to make a lot of money.
So I have a podcast with my brother. You see, it's you have to explain the entire backstory.
Yeah. From the start.
The first 20 episodes didn't happen. They don't exist. The lost tapes.
Yeah, we started by talking about jerky. The whole podcast started by that.
That was the first topic we ever started talking about.
It was a big ploy. The first 20 episodes were AI, actually.
What are you talking about, first 20 episodes? This is the first episode we've done.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. I hope we gaslight somebody into thinking this is our first episode. Welcome to the first episode
I'll
of The
upload
Brothers
it as episode
Podcast.
1. Episode 20, episode 1.
Yeah, it'll be an inside joke. That's a good name, yeah.
It's either that or Jerky Tycoon or something along the lines of...
Tycoon Jerky. I feel like this... naturally flowing conversation has definitely lend itself to titles a little easier.
Oh, 100%. I don't like some of my titles that I create. Like the Rat Coliseum one for the last one, I didn't really like that much.
I like that one. I was with Emma, and I was like having to do the social media post for it, and I saw you didn't like have it in the Google Drive where we put the name.
Yeah.
And so it just said episode 19. I was like, oh, I have to go on Spotify and see what it was, and it said Rat Coliseum, and I'm sitting there at dinner, and I'm like, what did we talk about this episode? Because I actually forgot. I was like, what in the world is a Rat Coliseum? And I'm like, oh yeah, it's we were killing animals.
I thought it was just dumb enough to be like. I thought it was like it's that dumb humor that I like, where if you read it, you're like, what does that even mean? Like
it's clickbaity.
Yeah, no one clicked on it, but
we should make all of our titles clickbaity. Be like, Matthew said what?
yeah, and then
we need our thumbnails. Yeah, where you're like pointing to the corner or something, and you're like. That could be our
yeah, that right
there. That's our thumbnail for the YouTube.
Mark that down. How many minutes are we in?
That's about 12 minutes in. Use that. I was going to say something, but I lost my train of thought. That's what this whole first episode's going to be, of us freestyling, me losing my train of thought.
Well, that's always a good jumping point for another topic.
We'll bring it in.
Because I feel like we are talking about jerky a little too much now at this point. We're kind of running out of topics to talk about in terms of jerky. And that was the first topic I didn't even have that ready. That was just impromptu, skill.
We're just patting ourselves on the back now. What's the next topic?
Yeah.
Everyone's like, wow, this is great.
Sick.
It's just Matthew really happy about his talk for 10 minutes about a thing.
I was just happy that I realized that I had a dehydrator. I forgot already.
Just happy to be here.
Also, I will mention that it is weird to have it in my room.
Why is it not in the kitchen? That was my thought as well.
It's so big. It is much bigger than, like, I don't know if you can see.
No, I know that.
It doesn't even fit on like counters. Like
it looks like it's like that thing it's on is like succumbing to the weight of it. Like it's like
it's not. It's not. No,
I know it's broken.
The
but
dehydrator's super light. It's like 5 pounds.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
It's like all plastic, but
it's just big.
Yeah, it's fine where it is. So it also makes my room smell great. I dehydrated apple slices too, and it smelled great. They tasted terrible, but the jerky made my room smell nice as well. But let's go on to another point because. Jerky talk can only last for so long.
Yeah, okay.
Let's
go.
Classic Confucius saying. So, I do want to talk about my experience at a car dealership that I had recently.
Why were you at a car dealership?
So, shout out to Sean again. But Sean is in the
a car.
market. No, he's in the market for buying a car right now. And he wanted to look at Audis, Audi A4, the Audi A4.
Is this business doing that well?
Yeah, it's doing very well. It's doing extremely well. So
good for Sean.
He's definitely looking into a new car, and by the end of the year, I think hopefully he will make the purchase. I personally like the A4 a lot, but he also looked at an Infiniti Q50, which is a similar option. It's also kind of luxury, but it's a sport luxury option.
You can tell they're nice cars when they have a letter and then a number after it, like the Audi A4 or the Infiniti Q500. That's quality.
Yeah, when you got like the Mercedes C300,
it's not like the Dodge Grand Caravan or like like Corolla means crown in Spanish. It's like, oh my gosh.
It's the naming schemes usually lend themselves to very, it's very standardized.
I like to imagine they don't make sense though. They're just like throwing dartboards at like they have 26 segments and they throw a dartboard and like, all right, the next model is gonna be the Z, and they throw it at like 1 to 10. They're like 9,000. The Z stands for Zoom.
That's 100% what BMW did. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what BMW did.
Didn't Elon Musk do it with Tesla where it's spelled sexy or something like that, or just sex?
It does spell sexy with a 3, because there's a Model S, a Model 3, a Model X. Y, and a Model X. Yeah. But yeah, we were at a car dealership.
It's pretty epic though on Elon Musk's part. Yeah.
But
Musk's
part.
Okay, go ahead.
Those cars are
epic
very
troll.
good. I don't like the Model 3 that much, but
I don't know much about them.
It was an Audi, Mercedes, Subaru delership in Timonium, and it was
Subaru
odd.
Starting there?
Yeah, Subaru was literally smashed in between both of them too. Like it was a little tiny it kind of looked like an auto garage, and then on the right you had a big, large, modern building with a big Mercedes-Benz logo on it, and then on the other side you had like a 3-story Audi building. and it was like super cool. And then in the middle, you got this 1-story flat Subaru logo on the side garage, and it was like, oh, they're here too.
You ever see the meme where it's like the two dragons, like it's like a 3-headed dragon, and then two are like really like intimidating and fierce, and they're like looking over, and the third head is like all like weird looking, like tongue sticking out of its mouth. That's like, it's like Audi, Mercedes, Subaru. They were in the garage. They were running pairing. Out. Yeah, it's a trio. That's just perfect. All right. Anyway, keep going. Sorry.
Yeah, so we went in with the intention of just test driving 2 cars, and specifically those 2 cars that I mentioned before. And we walk in, and this dude named Seth is there, and he seems very reluctant to take us as clients because we are both 20-somethings with what looked to be no ambition to buy a car. And,
yeah, that's fair.
So
Seth is onto something there, honestly.
Yeah, Seth is like he's an older dude. He's
a bloodhound when it comes to this stuff.
Yeah, he knows what's up. So Sean's asking him questions. We're just talking, and he is just straight giving us yes nos. Like doesn't care to talk to us at all. And then Sean mentions the cars he wants to drive, and he's like, all right. He's like, he figures all this stuff out. He has to come with us on the drive because of like insurance things or something like that. And the second we walk out of the door for the first test drive, Sean mentions the LLC and that he might fund the car through it. And immediately he switches his tone and he is like on it. He's like, I am going to be these people's friends so they can buy this car today. And it's like, it was so obviously predatory. And we were talking about this last night to where like, there was a point where he mentioned that he made 100% commission, and it was kind of funny because Sean said, "Oh, that's dope," which isn't dope. I don't think it is dope because that means he has to sell cars to make money.
If you sell a lot of cars, that's good. But
yeah, and we walked in with zero intention of buying a car. Like there was an option of buying a car if there was a deal, but they didn't make deals at this dealership apparently. So
especially when they're working on 100% commission,
yeah, there was no bargaining room. So this dude mentions that, and I imagine some sort of like empathy gaining situation where he wants to try to make us feel bad or like make us buy the car. And he's talking us up. He's like, yo, like it's Saturday night, like what are you guys doing? Like you're young, what are you doing?
He's like, can I come?
I don't know. I'm like, we're going to bed.
Like, wife left me. Pretty lonely. You guys want to hang out, do some cocaine?
Yeah. Let's go. Let's go rail some lines of black tar heroin.
From Hampstead,
dude. Yeah, like But yeah.
Do you rail lines of black tar heroin? It was this guy's fault. He didn't know.
I think Seth would know.
That's pretty cool. He's also good with that. That's why I call him Bloodhound. Because he snorts black tar heroin.
I think. Yeah.
You're like, stop! You're wasting it. That doesn't do anything.
Please stop.
Like, I'm feeling it.
I think it does do something, but. Anyway.
I would imagine putting in your body at all does something. Maybe nothing good at all, but.
Yeah. But he was trying to be our friend, and it ended up being super, super, like just using the same word, predatory. And it was very eye-opening to see how terrible like that whole like establishment was. Like, I mean, the people weren't terrible people, but the things they did to try to get us to buy a car, like, he was complaining that his dad wasn't there. He was like, why is your dad not here if you're thinking about co-signing with him? And John's like, because I have no intention of buying a car right now. Like, I am test driving a car. Like let me test drive it. Don't get on my case about it.
Yeah, leave me be.
It was just it was an interesting experience.
Dad used to sell cars, didn't he?
No clue.
I think he did.
If he did, I feel like he'd know better though. Like we spend a lot of time when we're at dealerships, and the best thing you can do is just leave.
Yeah.
Because like Sean was talking about this too, where you can. The biggest thing you can do is just stand up. If they don't make you a good deal, just stand up and walk out. They can't do anything about it. They'll keep you there for hours if they want to.
Yeah.
But like,
I think I'll talk to my manager, and then they'll be gone for an hour.
What we did is when we got out of the car after the second test drive, Sean shook his hand and was like, all right, thanks. Like, we're done here. Like, we don't need to sit back down at the table. We just need to go. Yeah. And he was like, okay. He's like, I'll call you later. And he couldn't do anything about it.
I think Dad sold cars at the height when PT Cruisers, like 2001, when they were a big thing. I think he's told me this before. I could be wrong. Dad Dad'll say stuff and then you'll ask him like years later and it didn't happen. Like, because speaking of this, I had a dream on Tuesday morning. So I woke up like Tuesday at 5 a.m. Yeah. And I had a dream, and I was like, "Oh, I get to sleep for another hour." So I fell back asleep, and that's when I have like the most vivid dreams. And long story short, I had a dream that Dad and our brother Sean were in the room you're in now, which used to be my room, and it was the color of when it was our playroom, Matthew. And
Red?
basically they were trying to summon a demon on the floor. And
it happens sometimes.
Long story. Yeah, casually. So I told them about that, and I was thinking about it, and I was like, oh, like Dad's talked to me about demons and stuff before. Like, I know at like one point, like he thought he was like not to air my dad out, but like he thought like demons were like scratching him in his sleep or something like that.
He felt like there was like pressure on his chest too, he said.
Yeah. So I texted him last night. I was like, maybe he's had a similar experience. So I texted him. I was like, hey, I had a dream Tuesday morning, where you and Sean were like it was like with you and like there was like it was like demon themed. And I was like, did you happen to have any like similar like experiences or thoughts? And he's like, no. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, just check. And he's like, why would you ask? And I was like, because like I thought, like I just wanted to ask. I know you've had like experiences with demons. He's like, no, I haven't. And I'm like, hang on.
I remembered it too. I knew where this story was going because
I was like, hold the phone. I was like, you've had a long conversation with me one time. I remember we were at Buffalo Wild Wings, just him and I, and he's telling me about like he's freaked out about demons. I'm Christian, so he's talking to me about like what I think it is. And he's like, no, like I figured out like some ladies at the mall told me it wasn't that, and they never told me what it was. I'm like, what are you? I just stopped texting him.
Okay.
I'm like, it is not worth whatever brain power I'm gonna put in just to be what are you talking about? So he like I might go up to him like this weekend and be like, hey Dad, like can you talk a little bit more about like those PT Cruisers and like when you were a car salesman? He's like, I never sold cars once in my life.
What's PT like, Cruiser?
Yeah,
that's never existed.
And I'll just like cut ties with him and never talk to him. Cause it's like it's not worth it anymore. He is an enigma of a man sometimes, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if
he's
he's
still know how to fix
mind
garage
or
doors?
he likes.
Never did.
What'd you say?
I said, hey, you still know how to fix garage doors? Never did.
He's like, we don't have a garage. What are you talking about? Yeah. He has so many stories. I think he just like loses track of them. Like he had the one where he like did HVAC work in Ray Lewis's house or something like that. I feel like if I asked him, he'd be like, no.
Will Smith.
Was it Will
Smith did live in Greenspring.
Okay. There was a football player named Will Smith too. That's why I was like, not that Will Smith, right?
Oh no, like actual Will Smith, actor Will Smith.
Actual, not fake Will Smith.
Actual Will Smith, yeah, not the fake one.
No, the real one. Yeah, so that's our dad for you. But the car salesman thing. My friend Bradley was one for a while, and it seems like a really crappy deal. I wouldn't want to be one for sure.
Yeah, like we were talking about the quotas that they have to meet too. Like,
oh yeah,
it's pretty bad. Like, it's set up so that times in the month are literally worse or better for you to go to a dealership. So like, the end of the month is the best time to go because people need to meet their quotas if they haven't yet. So they'll cut deals to meet quotas. Mm-hmm. So that's when you go. End of year, end of month, stuff like that. So it's really
President's Day. They have a lot of sales.
President's Day sale. Yeah,
that and mattresses. APR. Yeah, and buy a mattress on the same day. Buy a new truck and put a mattress in it because you get them for like $30 total. It just seems like a very just negative experience. What I am just now thinking might be a good idea is if you know a buddy who needs to buy a car, be like, hang on, and then go like to whatever. Like if he finds a car, go to that dealership, apply for a job. Be like, I want to work on 100% commission because I feel like they're probably not going to be like, no, you can't work here. I mean, like, I don't know if you have to be really super qualified. So they'll be like, yeah, sure, and be like, just get as much commission as you can. And then your buddy comes in and you're like, oh, hey, like, you want to take a look at our cars? And he's like, this one. And he's like, oh, I love this model. I love that. Just get you hooked up. And he pays full price and you get commission for it. And then you split it with your friend and he gets it for half price. Yeah, and then you quit.
Oh, that is a good plan. That is 90% likely to be illegal.
If we cut this from the podcast, it's not illegal.
Oh, we're the first ones to ever think of it. Like if I'm in the market to buy a $200,000 car, and you get hired at a nice dealership for a little
100% commission,
and 100% commission, and I walk in there, I'm like, I want that guy.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, I'm like you can have him. And I walk up, I'm like, yo.
Yeah, and I'm
buying the car.
I'm like, ooh, look at the camera. And you just like slap 200 bones on the table, and you're like, let's go.
Here you go. Just push a bag of cash in front of you, and like, I want that car.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, thank you, this is mine. Yeah, and then
I take the other half back, and then we walk out.
Yeah, and then you get the car for $100,000, I get $100,000, and it's smooth sailing from there, honestly. Or I just give you the money back, and we get a free car.
True. Or I sell the car afterwards too, and we're just making money.
Yeah, I don't think that's illegal at all. I think that's actually fair trade. I think that might be insider trading. That's definitely what that is.
Well, there's a lot of like the Nike vice president's son.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
The Nike Corporation's vice president, their son, actually was caught like buying the shoes from the warehouse, like taking them from the warehouse basically before they even released. And resold them instantly. Like, had them for the second they went up in price, he sold them. And he was making a lot of money off of it. And it's like, bro, you probably can make a lot of money on your own. You are the son of the vice president of Nike.
Just
like,
ask your mom for a credit card, dude. Like, you'll be fine. Yeah, she'll probably
take
$100
out of the cookie jar every once in a while, bro. Like,
I'm
sure it's there. I'm sure they just leave $100 bills around. That's what rich people do, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't get that, kid. Also, have you seen the stuff about like the Nike disability shoe where like you can like put it on and it ties itself for you? Dude, that sounds crazy where people are like buying that and like selling it for like hundreds and hundreds of dollars because they're like so cool like that. And the people with disabilities don't actually get them.
It sucks. It sucks that happened, but like I like that shoe. Like I would wear that shoe personally.
You're the problem, Matthew.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's the problem that they made it too good looking. They made it too easy to slip on for people that are lazy, and too good looking for people that are lazy that they like it. So everyone liked the shoe, and everyone was like, "I want that shoe." So now it's like the target market got overshadowed because they made it too well, which is a good thing for Nike, but a bad thing for people with disabilities who actually needed the shoe.
Yeah, so and now it's super inaccessible and all that.
Yeah, so they need to just mass produce them. They need to make it a new line, like Ultra Boost, like that's Adidas, but make it literally like a new choice of shoe.
Imagine Timbs that lace themselves up.
That honestly,
cool.
the future will have that. Have you seen the Adapt BBs?
No, is that a Star Wars character?
Yeah. They're Nike basketball shoes that have an auto lacing system, and it's proprietary technology that's like brand new, and they've been working on it, and it works pretty well now. They have a couple iterations of it, and the shoes look really good. I almost bought a pair back in the heyday of me buying shoes, and
4 days ago.
They have like a charging pad you have to charge them on. Yeah, 4 days ago. But yeah, it's shoes are crazy, and I think in the future people will want the classic Tim look with laceless auto lacing systems, and it'll be weird, but shoes are crazy. Yeah,
shoes are crazy.
Shoes are crazy.
That's also Confucius.
Yeah, classic.
All right, what you got next? You got any more thoughts?
I got a lot more. I think I've only gone through one of my actual ones I've written down so far.
Well, we need to not have all those then. Pick your favorites.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, I definitely want to pick my favorites because some of them aren't good. I'll straight up say it. Some of them aren't good.
Let's do it then.
Let's go with the cicadas.
This will become more natural, by the way, in the future.
Oh,
we
yeah.
won't be taking like 20 seconds out to be like, what should we talk about next? Like it's a TV commercial.
I don't think it's that crazy of a transition, you know.
No,
like,
but still.
It's a bit of a lull, but lulls happen. Not going to be always perfect.
We're holding your guys' hand through this. We're like, now we're going to go to the next topic. In the future, you're going to be begging us to do this. You're going to be like, can you shut up for like 20 seconds and let my brain breathe? That's
at least it's not like stream of consciousness for like 45 minutes where we don't stop talking. And
that might be
we at least break it up, you know?
Yeah. That's fair.
All right, let's break it up and start with the cicadas. So I had this thought the other day that really it confused me because I don't know if cicadas are smart or not, and this is why I bring that up. So cicadas
I'm gonna start with no, but let's okay.
Yeah,
that's my initial thought.
Cicadas come out of holes in the ground, right? Every 18 years or whatever.
17.
However many years it is. 17. Oh, sorry.
Cicada
expert. That's a Confucius quote too.
I don't know about that one. All right, good.
But so they come out of holes in the ground, and you can see them. We have like 20 of them in our backyard. They're pretty big, but I thought about it. I was like, 17 years is a long time. How many cicadas die each year because they can't find their way out of their hole because a road was paved over where they dug?
Oh, interesting.
So like, there's so many. Can they can they go up and then like follow the road? Will they follow it the right way? Will they, like, will they just die digging?
I like to imagine they dig straight back up and they hit asphalt and then they just die immediately because they don't feel like trying. They're like, oh my gosh. That's kind of me whenever I face like anything slightly inconvenient.
Or it's just the most unfortunate outcome where they go up, they decide to continue, and they just follow the exact path of the road all the way down.
They're on 695 and they're just going for miles. Yeah.
17-lane highway that they cannot get over. Just really unfortunate.
But what would be the coolest place to pop up in if you're a cicada?
What would be the coolest place to
like
pop
imagine
up
being a cicada and you just pop up in here like a strip club. Like, I
feel like that'd be just like, are we saying like anywhere, like it could pop up through asphalt now?
Like, no, they're super cicadas and they can just dig through anything.
They can like pop up the top of the One World Trade Center,
too soon. I feel like
they climb up too soon and then nothing's happened to it. It's perfectly fine.
Oh wait, did I mishear you? What'd you say?
I said the One World Trade Center. What's it called? That's what it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I said the One World Trade Center.
That's what it's Baltimore?
Called. In New York.
Oh, the one. Wait.
The remade one. The tallest building in New York.
Oh.
Where are you?
Not in New York, man.
Okay. Now this is more important than cicadas.
They made a new one?
You didn't know they made a new one. They made it in like 2010.
Oh, I was like...
There was like a 10-year memorial that they had like the construction.
They made the one with the lights in the sky, right? Like with the lights shining in the sky where the old buildings were?
No, they do that as like a in memoriam thing, but like they made a whole new building, Ian. It's the tallest building in New York, in the U.S., I think.
Oh, really? Good for New York.
Yeah. Like the Empire State Building is no longer the tallest in the United States.
Oh, good for
I don't know. Yeah, that was mind-boggling that you didn't know that.
I don't pay attention to the buildings that go up in New York. Who cares?
It's the One World Trade Center. Like, it's literally like...
Look, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know what happened in the World. I didn't know what happened to the World. I thought they made those lights that shine. I thought they made a square with lights where the two buildings were before, and they shined lights in the sky.
I think they did that, and I think
at Ground Zero.
Do that.
Yeah, that's what I thought they did. I didn't know they made a new one.
Yeah, they made.
How am I supposed to know? Oh, I'm gonna get put on blast for this, aren't I?
You are gonna get. I can't put you on blast anymore because there's no point in doing it. But like,
I feel like it's maybe I'm not gonna say it. I mean, good, I guess. Like, I don't know what happened. I mean, I didn't know what happened in the World Trade Center before 9/11. I don't know what happens in the new one now. If I'm gonna be honest,
it's just like office work. No, it's just an office building. It's
okay. Then why do I care? No offense, like good, I guess.
Well,
like,
I care about 9/11. Tragedy.
I care about 9/11. I mean, the new building's cool.
Yeah, it's like a stand for like
I like the memorial.
Terrorism. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We built the building back, and it's bigger, and it's one building.
I didn't catch that in the news.
The One World Trade Center.
Must have missed that day. I don't know.
Must have missed that day.
Yeah, I did. I didn't catch the news that day when I was 14 years old. I was probably watching SpongeBob and Sports Center, dude. Like
it was a little after. They announced the construction in like 2010, I believe.
Okay.
But,
yeah.
And I remember that. I was 10.
I thought you were getting the math confused, and you thought that like they were like cicadas that dug under the World Trade Center, and then they're like, oh, where's this? I was like, that's kind of insensitive math.
Yeah. No. I was just thinking. I thought the first building in New York that I thought of, just the tallest building. I was like, what if they, climb up? They just keep digging up the side, the wall, and they just can't figure their way out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunate.
They just pop out and they're like 100 stories in the air. They're like, oh my gosh.
And they can't fly for some reason, even though all of them can.
I think a Costco would be the coolest place for a cicada to hop up in. Yeah.
Call back to the non-existent first episodes we've created.
Yeah, what are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about. Go back and watch that non-existent episode. I don't even know which one that was. But yeah, I feel like a Costco gives you like just get all this like free food and stuff like that if you're a cicada.
True.
You probably get killed real quick.
Yeah, it would have to be indoors because there are a lot of birds outside. Little known fact: birds do exist.
Last time I checked, open the window.
So you don't want to pop up in a rural area, but you kind of have to as a cicada. But if you were able to dig through cement and concrete, popping up in a Costco would be pretty dope.
I saw a news article read about like cicadas a little bit today, but I read it pretty fast. Like, how I am with the news. Apparently didn't even know there was a new World Trade Center. So I was reading about cicadas, and I saw that they're kind of like, I can't remember what the word was, but they kind of like, they die on purpose. They come back up every 17 years to like get eaten, kind of. like that. I guess not on purpose, but that's kind of like, it really helps the environment because like birds and raccoons and frogs and millions of things eat them. So like,
there's tons.
It's
of
probably
them,
much better
so.
just chilling back in the earth. But they're like, nah. Let's go.
Yeah, I don't. That's a sad existence because I don't know what they do underground either. I thought they laid.
They probably throw some ragers down there. They're probably
they
whole
got
underground cavern where they're just
the Earth's crust is actually like 5 foot thick, and no one's ever drilled down past it. And right under that is like 100-foot cavity of just millions of cicadas.
It's as deep as like where people get buried, and then so like 10 feet under is where the cicada hub is.
yeah, and they have like the maps of where they come up, and like the government plans where they're gonna come up, and they communicate with the cicadas and make holes in the ground, and they fly up.
My theory is that they have a bunch of parties. They get lit every single day, but every 17 years they throw a rager to end all ragers, and they get so drunk on whatever cicadas get drunk on. They go home, but they dig up instead of digging to their homes, and they get up there and they're like, "What do we do here?" And then they get eaten.
Fair.
That's my theory.
They do sit still, so they might be sedated.
It's Project X, that one movie from like 2010, except it's the cicadas. That's what they do.
Speaking of, I don't know if you heard of this, but there was like a real life Project X that happened like 2 weeks ago. That's
why it was on my brain. Adrian's Kickback, whatever it was called.
Yeah, there was like it was a TikToker, right?
Yeah, I don't think it was a famous TikToker. I think it was like...
No, but he made a TikTok, I think, right?
And invited people to his
everyone
house.
Just come to this place on the beach, basically.
I'm not a TikTok guy. I really don't know anything about it, if I'm being honest.
A lot of people showed up.
Are you on TikTok?
No.
Okay, I was going to say.
I watch YouTube Shorts very often, but most of the time, at this point, it's
aren't they called Reels?
No, that's Instagram.
Okay, I lose track. Everyone's doing the same thing, just copy. Like when
Instagram
had stories, and Snapchat, or Snapchat
Instagram
has
literally has TikToks now with
then
the Reels.
Twitter, then Facebook, and it's like, and now
Snapchat
YouTube
has the same thing too. Yeah,
it's just,
YouTube is the only one that I actually like because I can get really dumb stuff in it, and TikTok I can get dumb stuff too, but I had to filter through for so long with the base algorithm that they give you. It's just
YouTube already knows how stupid I am, so they know what videos.
Yeah,
stupid
they
videos
give me the dumbest videos. They give me
I'm already on YouTube. Like I'm already there to watch stupid videos, so it's like, oh, here are shorter stupid videos, and I'm like, that's exactly what I want.
That's what I want.
I'm not gonna succumb to TikTok. I don't want to be a part of that.
I feel like the YouTube Shorts are basically what those like really short YouTube videos back in the day used to be. Like when you used to just browse YouTube for really dumb, short, quick videos that
back when you didn't have to make a 10-minute video to get ads. Now you have to get the 10 minutes or else you don't get ads, or like you don't get mid-roll ads or whatever they're called.
And now you're watching.
Makes theirs 10 minutes.
Yeah, you're watching for content creators. You're not watching for the content anymore. Really, it's like very different, but it kind of brings back that memory of old YouTube. Which I don't really know too fondly, because I was not that
old. Back in the day when I was 5 years old when YouTube came out,
well, I mean, YouTube really didn't blow up for a bit. It was always there, but I was old enough to know what YouTube was when it blew up, basically.
It's crazy to me that you're born in 2000. That throws me off. And now, like, athletes are being born in 2000. Like, the new rookies are, like, in 2000, 2001. I'm like, I'm so old. I was born in 1996, in case you were wondering. I burned at home. I'm sure that was burning a hole in your pocket. But I was just like, I'm like, oh, my gosh. Like, Lamar Jackson's, like, 2 months younger than I am. And I just want to, like, throw up every time I hear that. Like, I'm like... Like Lamar Jackson would be like, "Thanks, sir." If I said like, "Good job, good game," he'd be like, "Thank you, sir," and I would like blow my brains out. Yeah. And then you TikTok dance away.
Speaking of, I saw on the Ravens Twitter they posted. You know how they do like the name that '90s thing basically with the rookies every year. They give them like something from the '90s, and they're like, "Oh, name this. Like, what is it?" And I watched the one this year, and every year I get everyone right. And it's like, sure, I grew up with siblings that were in the 90s and knew this stuff, and I hang out with people that are mostly from the 90s. Like, they're older. They're not, like, younger than me. I don't hang out with people younger than me. So it's like I'm exposed to that more. But these people have to be out of the loop somehow. Like, they showed Destiny's Child, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, it makes sense when you see Beyonce, because everyone knows what Beyonce looks like and looked like. So it's like, okay, you see Beyonce. It's Beyonce. What else has she been in with two other people? And it's like, Destiny's Child. That's it.
And they don't know that?
And they started throwing out, like, I think Salt and Pepper was thrown out. I think, what else?
Pussycat Dolls?
Spice Girls was thrown out. Not a terrible guess, but, like, not right at all.
No, definitely not. Incorrect. Yeah, that's.
There are people that point out, they're like, "Is that Beyonce?" And then they just threw out a random guess, and it's like, how?
Beyonce.
It's like, yeah. It's so weird. They put which one was it? I think it was either NSYNC or Backstreet Boys, and immediately it was 5 dudes, and I was like, immediately it's one of the two. That's it. That's the only options. And they started throwing out random guesses. They're like, I don't know, like, One Direction type guesses. And it's like, what?
Yeah.
It's like, there's only 2 boy bands with 5 people from the 90s. That's it.
The Jackson 5?
The Jackson 5.
What is the Jackson 5? It's like very close, but these guys are all white.
The Dave Brubeck Quintet. Yeah.
David Matthews.
David Matthews Band. Yeah,
like,
no.
Almost.
Yeah,
Nirvana?
Yeah. Pearl
Justin
Jam.
Timberlake and Kurt Cobain are very similar looking with the.
Yeah.
Well, that's insane. Upsetting. Yeah.
There was only one that I didn't really know, and it was Nelly, but everyone was saying Neo, and I was like, that seems right. But early 2000s pop artists confuse me.
Dad loved Nelly. You know the song "Girls" by Nelly?
Yeah.
I love that.
Of course I do. We listened to it constantly back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, I listen to it a lot now because that song still slaps. They had some good lines in that song, like.
I like but.
Oh, that's a classic.
That's a classic. Everyone knows
Dilemma by Kelly Rowland and Nelly is also a good throwback rap song. Marissa loves that one. Marissa, our sister. Shout out. Who was supposed to be on this episode, but she hates us. So that's
what
okay.
the heck? No.
Cut off family tie. That's why we call it Brothers Whim and not Siblings Whim.
Sisters Whim. Oh, yeah.
That one wouldn't make sense. Right, this one barely makes sense.
This one barely makes sense. Episode.
What's that?
That would be a good title for the episode she's on.
Hey, if she's ever on.
She'll be on.
If we ever let her, I know.
Yeah. If we even ever let her on.
If we forgive her for her insolence.
Yeah.
You wanna choose your last favorite topic here?
Yeah, we can choose my last favorite topic when I open my phone.
Oh.
Okay. So
right after this commercial break.
Yeah, right after this slight break. All right, everyone, moment of silence for 10 seconds.
For the World Trade Center.
For the World... I'm about to say the same thing. For the One World Trade Center. Okay, so the last 2 topics I had, I don't know if you know anything about the first one. It's Brooks Koepka and...
I think it's Koepka.
Is it Koepka?
Yeah.
But it's spelled Koepka.
Yes, but it's Koepka.
Yeah,
He's from South Africa, I think.
Brooks Koepka drama. Have you seen that?
Yes, with Bryson DeChambeau.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
you
other
have
one...
a side on this?
Okay,
what's the other one? Give me the other one.
The other one is just I wanted to talk about acoustic punk songs.
Oh, that's completely different. Let's talk about golf then.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Let's talk about Brooks Koepka.
Yes. So I am a Brooks fan. I like Brooks a lot.
I am too.
Because he's just much cooler. Bryson DeChambeau. It's almost like a Happy Gilmore, Shooter McGavin kind of thing. So Brooks is Happy and Bryson is Shooter.
Shooter McGavin.
If you like Bryson, it's pretty cool that he can like drive 400 yards like without even breaking a sweat. But he's just such a douchebag, man. Like he is like, pardon my French there, but I do not like Bryson DeChambeau.
So to clarify, basically these 2 people, Brooks Koepka and Bryson DeChambeau, they're 2 golfers, very good.
They're both probably the best in the
respective category.
Yeah.
Sad that neither of them won the PGA Tour that just happened.
No, I'm happy Phil Mickelson won it though. He's
I'm super happy Fick Mickelson won too as well.
McPhilson. Chick Mickelson.
Yeah.
Very happy.
Yeah, I'm glad he won too. He's very old, and it's great to see him still like being awesome at what he does. Like he's amazing at what he does.
Yeah, good job, Flip Dinkelberg. Proud of you.
Yeah, Brooks Koepka got second. And I don't know where Bryson placed. But basically there's a beef between the 2, between Bryson and Brooks. And essentially there is a celebrity golf tournament coming up as well.
Oh, yes.
I don't know if you saw this. I imagine you did because it was big on Twitter.
Yes.
But Aaron Rodgers got paired with Bryson DeChambeau for this celebrity golf game. And immediately Brooks
versus
Koepka
Tom
tweets
Brady
out,
and Phil Mickelson, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes.
And immediately Brooks Koepka tweets out, "Sorry at Aaron Rodgers," and it's like, bro,
it's so funny. It's
that's
hilarious.
Very petty, but it's like
really good.
It's literally like it's so good for the sport of golf. Like,
they need that.
PMT are both of our favorite podcasts. At least I like it a lot.
Oh yeah, I love it. Yeah, lesser known podcasts. They talked about it.
Yeah, we always love to shout out our small podcasts on here.
Give them a bump.
But they talked about it, and they were like, it's so great for the sport of golf, and it really is. It's like having this drama is something that I may watch the next whatever golfing tournament happens.
Yeah.
Because have you seen the video of Brooks in an interview when Bryson walked by and he just stopped talking? He just couldn't speak. He was.
People are speculating that Bryson said something as he walked by. Also, Bryson wears metal cleats, which is like frowned upon in like golfing. So he was saying he was just clomping by in his metal cleats, and Brooks just like rolled his eyes. The memes are hilarious with it. He's like, it's just Brooks rolling his eyes and Bryson in the background. So it's good for golf. Any sort of like healthy competition like that, like Trae Young in the NBA on the Atlanta Hawks, he's starting to become more of like a villain,
villain at Madison Square.
Yeah, so I mean that's making that series a lot more interesting. Like, thankfully the Knicks won the last game, or else it would have been kind of embarrassing. So hopefully, Atlanta, keeps it a good. They both keep it a good series, but when they go to Atlanta, there's a lot of,
heat
back and forth. Yeah. Speaking of heat, did you not the heat, but like heat with the fans? Did you see the Russell Westbrook got popcorn jumped on him? That was so.
Yeah.
I can't believe that.
Honestly,
weak.
So I saw that video, and immediately I couldn't think of what game in the series we were in because I hadn't been paying attention and I didn't watch that game. So I was like, is that in DC? I'm like, no way a DC fan just poured popcorn on Russell Westbrook. He's been one of our best players. I was like, no way. I'm like, you're kidding me.
No, it was.
And then I look it up and I see it on Reddit, and it was like the player had just gotten banned for life from the stadium. Like, he's never allowed back. Yeah, the fan who dumped popcorn. He got banned for life. He's never back allowed in the state. Never
allowed back in the stadium.
There we go. I can speak
on
a podcast. But it was just like, it befuddled me in my mind. I was like, there's no way that a DC fan just dumped popcorn on him.
That would have been bad. No, I was.
Makes me happy to know that it was a 76er fan, but it's still like
Philadelphia sports fans. They're a different breed.
Oh yeah.
They're
Flyers games.
People. Eagles fans. Yeah,
Eagles
fans.
They're,
gosh.
EDP. You got EDP on your side, bro.
Yeah,
that's not good.
You're batting low on that one. Sorry, Philadelphia fans. Yeah.
You're batting like .001 out here, bro.
Yeah, a nice baseball.
You're not hitting anything. Yeah.
Dude, what was the last thing we were talking about? Acoustic punk songs?
Acoustic punk songs, because that was honestly a throwaway topic. It was just if we ever got to it, so we can still talk about it. But
let's do it real quick. What you got?
Yeah, it was basically every acoustic pop punk song I've heard, I don't know if you've had the same experience, has a regular song attached to it. Like an actual punk version of the song.
Like they make the punk version remix kind of thing. Yeah.
Everyone makes an acoustic remix, and I've almost never heard a completely original acoustic punk album. Like the State Champs album. Yeah, why?
Because punk singers normally suck at singing, Matthew. I don't know if you have heard this recently, but
there are so many good acoustic punk songs, though. Pretty much every one. I will say, Neck Deep did just release, it's a song off the new album I like. I forget what it's called.
That's a tough ask.
But it's an acoustic version of it, and it really sucked. It was honestly one of the worst acoustic versions of a song I've ever heard.
He's not good at singing. He's good at singing when it's
he's not. Yeah, when he's screaming. When he's mad.
No, that's from State Champs. I lose track of the singers' names, it's Ben something. His name is Ben something.
It's an acoustic version of When You Know off the newest album.
Oh yeah, I know that song.
And I love the regular version. I have it on a playlist. I listen to it pretty often. That's pretty much the only song I liked off of it. And I'm like, ooh, an acoustic version. And I'm like, that's gonna be really good. And I listen to it. It's not good. Yeah. It's trash. So I understand your point, but like State Champs made an entire album based just copy and pasted their other album in acoustic version, and it's the best album they made in my opinion.
Yeah, it's
literally
really
the best album.
It's really good.
So why do other bands not do that? Like State Champs could make their own acoustic album. It's just my one.
Even his voice isn't that great. But it works. It works. It works in that acoustic sense. But it just normally pop punk or just punk singers. They're just good at screaming or yelling or singing along with very loud music, and that's kind of the thing. So, and sometimes it's they're fine. Sometimes it's even good in the sense that it's this sounds really good together. But you take that same voice and it's okay, you're gonna be the star now. That's kind of what acoustic's for. It's I think what that's for.
Matt Karake's one of our favorite artists is a good description of what great acoustic pop punk, quote unquote, would sound like. Even though it's not super pop punk, it's more poppy.
Yes.
So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to bring up about it.
That's fair.
There wasn't much to talk about. It was just I was literally listening to most of it in the car with Mom today on the way home from the mall.
The Story So Far does well with acoustic songs like that too. Like
I think they do okay.
Navy Blue, Clairvoyant.
Navy Blue's great. Yeah. I don't like Clairvoyant as much as other people do.
Okay.
It's like one of their most popular songs, and I don't get it.
Yeah, I love.
I don't listen to it a lot.
That's more power to you. Sorry.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. But anyway, I think we're gonna wrap up this episode now. It's been fun. A decent bit of time. I enjoyed it a lot. There's a couple of lulls in there, but we even talked about it. We even brought it up when the lulls happened. So
tell us if you hate it, please.
Yeah, let us know what you think of it. You can always find us at Instagram and Twitter at Brothers Whim, YouTube, the Brothers Whim Podcast. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. My goodness, Google Podcasts.
Yes.
So check us out there. Let us know where you're listening to. Comment that.
Did you say YouTube already?
Yeah, I did say YouTube, the Brothers Whim Podcast.
Subscribe, like, comment, fun stuff like that.
Subscribe, like, comment. Let us know how this episode went. This is our first episode, so we'd love feedback. We appreciate you watching, as always.
Episode 20, episode 1.
Yeah, episode 1. I've been Matt.
And I'm Ian.
And we appreciate you watching.
Yep. See you next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.